status report.
Just get the controller here.
All right, good evening. The project status report, first you should have in your packet would be a summary of the 22 items represented by the elementary schools, middle, and high school. So one of the requests, go ahead, come on, does everybody have that paper sheet in front of them? Yes, that's the paper. So the request of the last meeting was that for the 22 projects that were listed, that there would be a photo for each one of those. And I just wanted to point out a couple things on this worksheet for you. If you read across the top headings, the last heading from the right, or second to the last, which says pending change orders, that information on there is pulled directly from Primavera. And this would be change orders that have been entered in, potential change orders that are entered in by the construction manager. These are items that have not been vetted through the team yet, but they do show up as items that could be a potential change order. So the effort to be transparent about that, we want to make sure that we're showing that. So some of these items will be negotiated away, could be come back as change orders, maybe not in the dollar amount you see, but they are a potential liability that lies out there.
So the project manager has entered this into the Primavera system, and they haven't actually been looked at by staff.
Right, so these are items that have come up. It could be in dispute, it could be items that are being worked on, going back or estimating, any of the above items. But there are costs that are captured, letting us know that there's a potential liability there. So I just want
to consider both the change orders and the pending change order column. Are they really, what I'm hearing you say is they're all kind of pending.
No, change orders are actually items that have already been board approved.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you see the percentages that are there.
Right, right.
And so pending change orders are items that are actually pending PCOs.
Would it be fair to say that the change orders, like you said, are the ones that are issued? The pending ones are change order requests.
Yes, that is correct.
By the contractor. He's just saying, he's stating, this is a change, this is the cost, here you go.
That's correct.
And so they have to log it in and then it moves through the process.
So that's what we call PCOs, right?
They're called PCOs, but these...
But in the system, PCOs really mean proposed change orders, correct?
That's correct.
It's the same as pending change orders.
And these are PCOs that have been packaged now as a change order, but they haven't been vetted and been fully negotiated.
Yes.
Okay. So those numbers can change before they come to you.
But the change order column is hard.
It's hard.
Those are BOE approved?
Those are. So those have already been to the board. The last column, which is the notice of completion for the projects that are in closeout, you've asked that a slide be added for those, and you will notice that there are no pending change orders. I do see the one alone, but there should be nothing that shows in that column. So with that, we can move on. So this is the Coronado project. And we're actually standing on, which is the bio retention pond where the water from the stormwater would drain off to get filtered in this area and then discharged out to the street. We're looking at the shade structures and the lunch shelter to the right-hand side of the photo, and that is the multi-purpose building. This project is moving on very rapidly. It'll be completed at the end of May. I forgot to point out, if you notice, you've asked that the photos be numbered so they match the 22 project items. For the photos, for the projects that have multiple photos, we've noticed it as 2A, so it'll be 2B or 2C, so that you can follow along with particular projects. This is an eastern project. We're currently well past this point. This is the cap sheets that went on for the roofing, but we are watertight over there now. The roofing final cap sheet is going on. On the interior of the buildings, on the north and south buildings, we have finished the reinforcement of the foundations. We've backfilled. What you see is the actual pouring conduit going in within the classrooms. The Lona project, this is one of the ones that's in closeout, so this is just a photo for you. Montalban, we moved furniture in last week. We're finishing off the last of the punch list items, and this will be turned over to the school early next month. Aloni, again, this is just another closeout project. Hardin Elementary, this project, we're trying to wrap it up now. Contractor's committed to final punch list completion by next Friday. School is actually reusing the spaces. We've taken down the temporary fencing, turned back over the kindergarten yard to them. Maloney, this is the improvements to the playground and parking area. So this is looking out from the teacher's lounge on the second floor, showing the new play structure. This is one way we're deflecting the heat gain on the playgrounds. This is a reflective coating in light colors, so the asphalt will be cooler when the students are out there during the heat of the day. This is just another photo, and that's why the bright colors gives you that reflectivity. And here is the fire lane that we'll go through and the additional parking for drop-off. There's one final phase that has to happen to this, which is at the bottom of the screen, and that will happen this summer. That will tie that loop all the way around on the Maloney job. Dover is a project that's in closeout and final punch list. We're trying to get a contractor just to get that wrapped up. Again, Downer, we've finished installing the irrigation booster pump over the break last week. We're waiting for the manufacturer to do his final startup on it, and the field is just about ready to turn back over to the school. Again, the Murphy Skylight project is in closeout, so this is just a final slide. On the Korematsu site, this is actually the inside of the gym. You can see they're moving on with the finishes. An old middle school, the logo's in. I was out at the site yesterday. The field is complete. They're working on, this is actually the storage building and restroom facility. So the roll-up door is actually where the groomer equipment will be stored for maintenance. That secondary door you see there will actually be for the city to store their equipment there, since this is a joint use site. And the restrooms and custodial are on the other side of this building. And the Helms project is in closeout, so this will be the last time you see it. This project has 0 change orders on it, and it's in use by the school now. So this is the Sylvester Greenwood Academy, looking down from the LPS side onto the gym. One of the things I just really brought this up, during the recent rains that we had, we approved the change order to go ahead and line treat the site so we could work on this during the inclement weather. And we were able to do that. You can see what happened immediately after the rains. The site was dry enough to do the trenching and start with the site improvements. So that was a success for us. And this is just inside the gym. You can see how well it's moving along. The upper roof area has all been painted out now. We're just working on the final wall finishes. The Deanza Link Learning Building. What you see here is actually, we're just getting down to the ground now. This is the footings and retaining wall for the new Link Learning Building. You can see with the rains, the mud that we've had in the background, so we were slowed down for a little bit with the site work, but we are full steam ahead right now.
This is the single remaining Deanza project, right?
It is. This is on the El Cerrito project. Because there are so many buildings, this is looking down onto the site. Last time you saw this, you saw where they're doing the lime treating. Again, because of the lime treating, we were able to move on with the project. The formwork you see in the background is actually the formwork for the edge of the track. I went ahead and had the buildings labeled so you could kind of see your way around the track as we view the photos. So the visitors' team room and restrooms, the weight room for the home team. This will be the home locker room, which is on the south side of the facility. Home restroom facility, and then the concession building, lunch area. This is the Kennedy Pool project. What you see going on right now is that metal framing up along the roof line. That's actually the framework for the retractable roof area. So during the summer months, you'll be able to open up the roof on that, where it'll ventilate out. You can see all the gunite work has been done on the pool, and they're just finishing up so we can begin the plaster. This is the outside recreation area for the swim center. Again, this is the shade structure and the other auxiliary items that are going up as well. Pinole Valley High School, this is in closeout, so this is the last time you'll see this presented on the interim housing. The Kennedy Science Lab. This particular photo is just the wrap-up over the last break of what we had left to do, and this is in the courtyard. This used to be a landscape area. We turned it into a hardscape. because it's a common pathway for the students to travel through. And they were killing the landscaping that was there, so we actually hard surface it now. Very positive feedback.